Well, I'm back at it. Back checking cameras again. I'm trying to walk and video at the same time. But, yeah. Me and Elliot, we checked on the 2 Mile Swamp camera last time. Made 2 videos out of that. Both of them should be out by now. And I'm going to go check it again because we put that camera back. And I'm going to see if there's anything new going on in there. If there's not anything new going on in there, I probably won't post the video. While we were here, we did another. We went in another swamp and put in another camera. And I'll see if that one's got anything on it on the way back. But I have a feeling I forgot to put an SD card in that camera. That's gonna suck. Yeah, I was last night. I was getting ready to come out here, and I started counting SD cards, and I had one extra. And I was like, oh, I wonder. I specifically remember putting a new SD card in the 2 Mile Swamp camera. But I don't think I put one in the other camera. I don't know why I didn't check. It's kind of spur of the moment because Elliot wanted to put a camera out. But I'm afraid I didn't put the card in there. So we'll find out when I get there. It'll be another hour or 2. I've got about 1.5 miles to go to get to 2 Mile Swamp. But and I'm going to go ahead and pull that. Unless there's just something completely just changed in there. Like maybe some bucks have come back in there or something. Other than just does and hogs. But more than likely I'm probably just going to pull that camera pretty far out. I don't want to have to worry about it all the time, so and I'll pull that other one. I'm coming out here in some open palmetto flats, so I got some trails. I'm gonna put a couple cameras out here just to see how these deer are moving out here. I was doing some post-season scouting. You know, the cameras are just for like inventory. I get most of my intel comes from on the ground. Putting this work in right here. So now the season's over here, I'm doing some bed bumping, and I just jumped a freaking monster. So now I know there's a bed there, and I know that I know he's not going to use it all the time, but I know that's a spot that a buck would like to bed. And I've walked by it before, and that's like 50 yards from it, that exact spot, and said, man, that'd be a good spot for a bed. And I was by myself and didn't want to go up in there by myself, and had other places to get to. Well, I tried it today and jumped a freaking monster. So I know where one area is that bucks like to bed now. And sometimes you just gotta do that. The season's over, getting the post-season scouting. I mean, it's January 25th, something like that. And there won't be anybody hunting in here till archery season next year. So I can just kind of walk around and see what I can find, and not worry about people, and not worry about messing anybody up. I wouldn't do that everywhere, but if you get a particular spot that People don't really hunt where you're going to be doing that, just because of the layout of the land and such. Sometimes it can be a good idea. You get to know these places a little better. I've got another good bed right here in front of me. I forgot about it until I got down here. I'm gonna stomp around in here and see if I can jump a buck. Alright, here's the video. If I found anything different, we'll see what, I'll do another intro, make sure what camera this is, but basically this is just the intro. I'm going to check 2 mile camera, but if nothing's changed there, I won't worry about posting it. If I remember the SD card and that other camera, I'll post the videos from that. If not, I'll probably be, let's see what kind of cameras I put out today. Different type of areas, and I'll post those videos. I'll let you know right now. Alright, I just put this camera out. I'm out in the wide open. Not something I normally do. Yeah, well, I tried when I first started running cameras, but all I got was wind blowing the leaves around and the grass around. But what I've got right here, let me try to trace it. Right here, this is a major trail. Makes a little loop and it goes right up past that palmetto patch right there, and off through that hole right there. It goes off through there. Alright, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, basically. But it's a trail. I don't want to walk in it, but I guarantee you can't pick up tracks on this camera. But there's probably a doe and yearling. It rained 2 or 3 days ago, and there's not as many tracks in it as there was when I came in here a while back, and there was a lot more tracks in it, but a couple months ago. But there is deer moving through here, and it's an old trail. I mean, you can see it in the leaf matter and in the dirt. So if I left that camera there for a couple weeks, I'd get something. See if one of these bucks walks through here, or maybe we can get an inventory of the does in this general location. So, all right, there we go. See what we can do with that. Well, I decided to put up another scrub camera. Look at that, for the outdoors, Brian. Please don't steal. Anyway, sorry, had it going the wrong way. This is the scrub from the last scrub video. If you can look through right there, that tree in the background is where the camera last was. And it was facing this way. But you couldn't see this from the camera because of this brush here. There's a trail behind. I had a bunch of deer walking in front of the camera, and I had deer walking behind, and I had some that were turning and coming this way, and I didn't want to bust in here. It was before hunting season, and walk and see what's going on in here. But I think I found kind of a hub right here. I thought was up there, other side of that brush. That's the tree the camera is in the background, facing this brush. I'm on the back side of it. I'm only 35 yards from that tree, and those deer were coming right there behind that brush. And I had some coming in here this way and coming this way, and I didn't realize I didn't want to walk back in here and bust this stuff out. There's a major trail here. If I'd had this camera here, there's a scrape right here that's half the size of a truck hood. It's actually 2 scrapes. If I didn't known that, I'd have put a scrape camera right here instead of that one that was just over there. About 40 yards is where the scrape camera was. It was actually See that pine tree right there? It was 10 yards the other side of that pine tree, and it was facing that way, because that trail runs that way through there. But come back, I've got a trail coming here. I've got a trail coming here. I've got a trail coming through the palmettos, coming in here, coming right under my feet. And they neck down pretty tight right here on this side. So, plus everything coming by the other side of this palmetto patch, running by. So I'm not going to catch the deer in the background, but anything comes up through here, which there's a lot of tracks. It's just inventory, you know. I'm just kind of addicted to it at this point. I like running these cameras. I like posting them on YouTube. I hope I get more subscribers and people enjoy them. But this is going to be hard to get into, though. I think I have to. I'm going to have to walk across the trails. Let me move it over just a little bit. Okay, I think that'll work. Let me get out here and look. I don't want this face. I'm going to try to center it right here. That'll work. So anything coming by, it's going to come down through here. Anything that tries to walk by up here, I probably can catch. So, I just like doing this. I don't try to figure out where the deer are, and I'm not trying to like. It's just for an inventory, just to see what kind of deer out here. This is my first season running cameras. I think I did pretty good. But it's not to, I'm not trying to pinpoint down deer and stuff. It's just inventory and just playing with it. And I really like it, and I really like uploading them, the videos. I enjoy that, and I hope everybody else does too. This is the trail leading up to the scrape camera. Is it? Yeah. That's a pretty good trail. They're back to using it again quite a bit. I was in here 3 weeks ago, and yeah, there's a lot of deer. It might be hog. Nope, that's deer. There's a lot of deer checking this one. If you might recognize that from right here, that was that little scrape, and then there's their licking branch. The sun ain't quite right, you can't quite see it, but there's the trail everybody's walking down. Now if a deer just walked down the trail, I couldn't quite get them. I'd missed their head, so. But enjoy the video. If I've got one coming up, I'm sure. We'll see how I edit this, and enjoy, have fun, get outside. Well, I'm here at the swamp camera, 2 Mile swamp camera. Where's it at? I gotta get a better camera for video. I cannot see the screen. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing. I'm pretty sure, unless there's some kind of really good change in activity. If it's just the same old does and them couple little bucks and hogs and turkeys, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. So let me check it and see what I can find. Well, I made it this camera. But I have to see if I put an SD card in it. It's just looking over this area. There's some trails right here in front of me. There's some hog trails behind the camera too, but let me climb up there, see if it's got an SD card camera, all SD card in it. I will, it acts like it's working, but I will let you know. I'll post the video of us putting it up right here. What do you think?
Looks good.
Looks good? Alright, we'll try it. First one I put this high off the ground. We're in a swamp, another swamp, thick swamp behind us, and there's a palmetto ledge on this side, where it's right on the inside edge of this swamp. And there's a trail, actually where he's standing, and there's a trail just behind you. So, see how that works? This is the first one I've hung up this high. So I'm using my latitude sticks to get up there. Just need one stick. And I'll check this camera, because she's up there about 9.5 feet. Alright, I got it. She's running. So let's see if we have an SD card in here. Am I screwing the camera up? May turn it around like that. There we go. Set it on my latitude sticks. It's just a unpaid product endorsement. I decided to get into saddle hunting. And yeah, it says no SD. It's been sitting out here with no SD card. I thought so. Yeah, figures. That's what happens when you get in a rush. Well, that didn't work out, so I figured it was going to be like that. It'd be better if I knew ahead of time. But I'm pulling this camera. I'm not going to put it back up. I've already packed my stuff up, but I've got a guy hunting this direction. The camera was, the tree's right here behind the camera. It was facing this way. There's a guy hunting down here, or it has a stand up. And then as we walked out that day, we get down that end of the swamp. There's another guy with a tree stand, and he has a cell camera on facing his tree stand. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna mess with these guys. It's not some place I'm gonna be hunting anyway. It would've been nice to see what come by. I see there's some fresh hog rooting and stuff behind the camera, which I'm not concerned about a hog. So yeah, we'll try it again. I put out 2 cameras today, picked up the 2-mile swamp camera, picked up this camera, and I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna be back out here in 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll check those cameras. I glanced through the 2-mile swamp camera, and there was a lot of the same stuff. It was the same does, same hogs. There was a big hog. You guys that like hogs, there was a big freaking boar hog come through there, probably 300 pounds. I'll look at him on a computer, and I'll go through all the pictures on the computer, but it was the same deal. I mean, it's the same deal. The same does and young bucks and stuff come through, so I probably won't even post that video unless there's something. If there's something really good in there, maybe I'll post it at the end of this one. But that's it for me today. I'm gonna walk back. I got about 1.5 miles back to the truck, and I'm gonna go to the house. See y'all in the next one.